Good evening, YouTube, solar YouTubers. It is Wednesday, the 5th of November of 2025. There's the start of the show. It is a late video. I got home, wasn't going to do a video, then I had some comments. So I responded to the comments, but I want to make a video on the comments, okay? So this is the Dork monitor right there, okay? This is a two-way monitor, means that there it is right there. This is a two-way, means most it's a shunt, so it when you use or when you charge, it keeps a running total. And so today we have pretty good sun today and got these batteries charged up. The VEVOR got charged up to 26.5 by 26.6 it did, so it did pretty good for what I have on the roof. So that's what that is. Now when it comes to, there's a comment that by running these batteries consistently off the inverter, I mean I'm using the inverter continuously, that the charge and discharge rate will add up and the battery life will deplenish. All the literature I have written, I've read, even the literature on the batteries themselves. I have this brand, and then I have the Reodo, and all the content creators, everybody who does these batteries. You can fully charge, discharge the batteries up to like 6,000 times, from 100 to 0, and charge it back up to 100. You have that life cycle for about 5,000 to 6,000 times. Then after that, it goes to 80%, and it's continuous after that. So instead of being 24 volts, it might be at 22 volts or something. You know what I'm saying? Or 23.8 or 9 or something. So these LiPo batteries are much better. Now, if you have any other chemistry, then yeah, that's an issue. But for these LiPo batteries, I don't run the battery all the way to 0. I maintain it about 60% on these. Now on the Reodo, I maintain it about 50, 60% too. I mean, it gets down a little bit. I just only charge it up when the sun gets to it, and the sun doesn't do a good enough job, and I charge it up. But in the last couple weeks, I've only charged it up one time from the wall. So on the LiPo chemistry, that's what both of these batteries are. This does not, running the way I'm running it, does not, the charge and discharge does not lessen the life of the batteries. These chemistries are the best on the market right now. And so you can run it from 100 down to 0, back up to 100, and that cycle you can do up to 5,000, 6,000 times or something like that. It's 10,000 times. It's up there. It's going to take you 10 to 15 years for you can discharge and charge these every single day for the next 10 to 15 years before these batteries go, before they're no good. And so all the manufacturers, let me see if I can find this literature real quick. Okay, I got it right here. This is my big batteries here. This is the name there. And it says the life cycle of this battery it's greater than or equal to 4,000 times. So this is charging it up to 100%, depleting it down to 0 or whenever the BMS shuts off, and then recharging again. You can do that to 4,000 times. So you can take 364 and a quarter days and divide that by 4,000, and then you get your how many times you can do that. So, but this is running it down, from 100 to 0 and then back up. So even the red Odo's the same way. So and I'm only charging it. I'm only discharging it to 60%, then charging it back up. So at this rate, these batteries will run 15, 20 years at least, from my knowledge and what I understand. So that's that. And these ones here, I've never ran my batteries down to 0 and back up. And true, that's just what I've read, and the life cycle. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. So I was looking up. So the cycle, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I got 4,000 cycles. So I don't know. I got to do more research on that, but I got 10 years out of these batteries. That's all I know. Unless there's some kind of a physical malfunction. But for the chemistry itself, how I'm running these batteries, I'm not running them all the way down. And what I've read a little bit here and there said, I don't know, just the manufacturer don't say what actual cycle is. That's the question. What is the cycle? Is it from 100 down to 80, 60, then back up to 100, or is it from 100 down to 25 and back up to 100? What is a cycle? I was just doing some research and looking, and there's different people say different things, so I really don't know. And the manufacturer itself doesn't say, so maybe I should call these manufacturers and see what their cycle is, and that'd probably be a better thing to do. So but yeah, as that person who was commenting, these shunts are pretty good, and there's other videos on YouTube that they actually go in and really tell you what every setting is and all this stuff, and I'm not going to do that. But these shunts are good shunts. I had the other kind of shunt, but it only went one way. So when the power is getting drawn from the battery, that's when you see the meter working. But when you charge the battery, you have no idea what's going back into the battery. So this one is both ways. So when you draw, you see it down there, the negative amps and the watts. But then when you add, it'd be a positive, and then you get the watts. So I had the other shunt, the good shunt, don't get me wrong, but you always had to reset it after you get down to 60 amp hours or 50 amp hours, whatever, and you charge it up with a battery charger, and when the battery charger says it's charged, it still said 50 or 60, whatever you left it at. So you had to go in and reset it back to 100, and it was just a pain in the butt. And so I saw this on YouTube. They're kind of expensive. They're $45. I think I paid a little bit more when I bought these, but they're worth it. And how these operate, you can go in and change the settings, but when it's less than half an amp, it looks real bright on the video, but it's not bright at all. You can see it, but when it's a half amp or something, then it really lights up like that. So when it's like 0.6 amps or 0.5 or something, and then it comes on. But then when you see it shut off. Good shunts to have. I don't have it on these, but I like to have them. All right, it's bedtime. I'm way past my bedtime. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm going to do some more research on the battery life of these and see what's going on. And that's the wild kitty there. Rawr, rawr, rawr. She's in a playful mood right now. All right, guys, have a great day.